The day my husband Ethan Hart posted wedding photos in a bridal gown with the college girl he was sponsoring on his social media, I did not fly into hysterics like I usually did. Instead, I gave them a like. I even left a comment, such a perfect match. Let us all wish the newlyweds a lifetime of happiness. People in our circle said I was the most pathetic wife alive, letting the mistress walk all over me without resistance. A week later he came home and explained, it was just an act. Her grandfather is sick before he dies. He wants to see her get married. I nodded calmly. I did not take it seriously. I believe you. In my previous life, I had stormed into their wedding ceremony that very day and caused a scene, ruining their wedding. To punish me, Ethan went after my parents' company. He drove them into bankruptcy and forced them to jump to their deaths, and I was sent to a mental hospital by that woman, tortured until I truly went insane. So in this life, reborn with everything laid bare, I no longer crave his love. All I want is his money. Every time he cheats, I transfer a portion of the assets under his name. 3 chances remain. After that, he will have nothing left. Ethan kept talking to himself. By the way, today is our 3rd wedding anniversary. I will make it up to you properly. I promise no one will disturb us tonight. He raised 3 fingers solemnly, swearing an oath. I nodded and replied sweetly, all right, whatever you say. Seeing how agreeable I was, Ethan's mood lifted immediately. Over the next few hours, he busied himself with preparations. From the balcony, I heard him on the phone, his voice deliberately lowered. The best table in the restaurant, yes. The one with a full view of the city lights. Is the fireworks display ready? It has to be grand. It is a surprise for her watching his bustling figure. I felt momentarily dazed for an instant. I almost thought the Ethan who had loved me 3 years ago had come back. I looked away and took out my laptop, opening the Black Operations interface. Because of that Instagram post, Ethan, you have already used up 1 chance. Within minutes, notification after notification popped up. The ownership of the luxury villas and cars under his name was transferred entirely to the overseas offshore trust I had set up in advance. Altogether, those assets were worth more than 30 million. I lifted the cup of coffee on the table already stone cold and took a sip. The bitterness spread across my tongue, yet it made me feel more clear-headed and exhilarated than ever. At 7 o'clock that evening, Ethan brought me to a restaurant called Genting. The location truly was perfect. Beyond the floor-to-ceiling windows, the city glittered in a sea of lights. Ethan pulled out a chair for me, like a gentleman, and said with a smile, Celia, have something to eat first. There is a big surprise waiting for you later. I cut a small piece of steak and had just put it in my mouth when his phone rang. It was his exclusive ringtone. His expression shifted slightly, and he answered at once. On the other end came Sophie's tearful voice. Ethan, Grandpa suddenly got worse and was rushed into the emergency room. I am so scared being here alone. Can you come and stay with me? Ethan's grip tightened around the phone. He glanced at me instinctively. I set down my knife and fork and looked at him quietly. His eyes flickered. In the end, he said into the phone, do not be afraid. I will come right away. After hanging up, he stood up, his face full of apology and urgency. Celia, Sophie, go. I interrupted him before he could finish. A life is at stake. Do not keep her waiting. He froze. He had already braced himself for me to lose my temper, to question him. His brows had even drawn together, ready to lecture me. He had not expected me to be this calm enough to urge him to leave. After a few stunned seconds, he suppressed the faint discomfort and unease in his heart. You are the kindest, Celia. He bent down and kissed me hard on the cheek. Eat first and wait for tonight's surprise. It was specially prepared for you. When you are done, I will have my assistant send you home. With that, he grabbed his coat and walked out without looking back. I pulled out a wet wipe and wiped the spot he had just kissed, my face expressionless, disgusting. I took out my phone, second chance. My finger tapped lightly, transferring liquid assets, clearing private investment funds,